What's up, you guys? Welcome to the And Now We Know show. I'm so happy you guys are here with me. I have so many great talented people on my show, so many dope guests, so many artists, so many models, so many actors. You guys just go through my records, go through all the interviews, and check out everyone if this is your first time seeing me. I am your host, Jonnie Kae, and I have another fabulous guest today. This guest is somebody that is doing a whole lot out here in these streets. I definitely had to bring her on the show and introduce her to you guys. She's a mortgage lender for the Netflix trending show, Selling Tampa. She's a finance coach. She's an entrepreneur. She has her own alcohol out. She's doing so many things. Like, we're gonna get into all of that today. She's joining us through video. Her name is Tomeka Purcell, and we're gonna go ahead and get to know her right now. All right, but first things first, I want to ask you, where are you originally from? Are you from Tampa?
I am not. I'm actually from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Interesting. So how did you end up in Tampa? Do you live in Tampa now?
I do not. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. How I ended up working with the girls in Tampa was because I've been friends with Sherelle Rosado for many years outside, prior to her starting the brokerage. Her getting out of the military, we've been friends for a while. So of course, with me opening up my own mortgage company, it fit.
Awesome. So Sherelle, she's one of the 8 girls that's on Selling Tampa, you guys. Make sure you check that out on Netflix. It's streaming and trending right now. How did you get into real estate? Is that like a passion of yours? Or is that like something you just did on a whim?
So, well, I've been actually in real estate now since 1998. And it was on a whim. It was part of just my whole story, being single mom, no, broke, no money, just trying to make it. I overheard a girl in one of the jobs that I was working in, because at that part in time I was doing like telemarketing, and she mentioned that she was going to go and work as a processor in the real estate world. And they were gonna train her on what to do. And, I kind of dug around a little bit, found out where she was going, and then beefed up my resume the best that I could, and sent it over. And I was able to get into the position, when I was, a lot younger. It wasn't a lot of money then, but it was enough for me to kind of get myself in a situation to become stable. And I decided, just being in that industry, when you're in there, you can see how other people are making more money than you are. And I was like, okay, I'm doing the wrong thing. I need to move from this as a processor, and I need to, do sales. So long story short, I was able to move up in the real estate game. I became a mortgage underwriter, and then I've been doing that for like 15 years. And then I saw, while I was an underwriter, that a lot of individuals that looked like us were turned down a lot. They based past credit history as their character. It was like there was no room for improvement, meaning, hey, this was in their past, what about their future? And I just said to myself, when I get in a position, I'm going to open up my own mortgage company so that I can, bring in those individuals in my community, help them, own houses, help them own real estate. Because, I always say millionaires are generated in the real estate game. Anybody that's able to go out and buy property, invest in property, will, have money for years to come, and things to pass down to their children, and put their children in better financial situations.
Wow. That's incredible, you guys. I mean, this woman, did you hear that she started from telemarketing? You were telemarketing at one point. And then all of a sudden, like, you're just on this venture, this mortgage venture, and you're helping others along the way. You're not just helping yourself, you're also looking out for the community. And that's exactly what we need. Like, You guys.
Well, the thing is, too, we do. It is what we need, but a lot of us have to get out of our own way. I think we spend a lot of time focused on, if I do this, will this person do better than me?
Or is this person going to have better than me? So we become too afraid to kind of help each other. And I did my best, or I'm still doing my best, to make sure that I have us in a situation where there isn't a no when it comes to this. So I started PMG Worldwide. That's my own mortgage company. And then I realized that there were going to be individuals that were going to need, help with credit. So I put together a system called Credit to Close, where we help clients who have applied. We help them get through the credit piece so that they can go ahead and purchase a property. And then, I know so many people. I'm just trying to bring in as many people that I can that look like me in this industry to help be able to not only help us get to the next level, but also help them financially as well.
That's incredible. You're just like an incredible person. Like, I mean, that's something that I can only aspire to do something like what you're doing. And it's something that we definitely necessarily, like, we just need this. It's something we really need. I'm just,
yes, absolutely.
I'm blown away at everything that you're doing right now. Did you ever see yourself working on a reality show doing mortgages? Like, did you ever, was that in the plan?
It just happened. So I love being in the real estate world anyway. And when Sherelle decided that she wanted to open up Allure Realty, her brokerage, of course you're like, okay, now I need to get lending. I need to do all of this. So I think I was just in the right place at the right time when it came to that. I don't want to say that it was because we were friends, because of course there's so many other lenders out here that can, do the work and help them. I think it was just based on who I am, how hard I work at this, my knowledge, my skill set, and how anybody that comes in, I always tell them 97%, 98% of the loans that I come in contact with are going to close. The only way that it won't close is if the borrower is telling me something or didn't tell me something that was going on with their file and I find out later. Meaning, they had an IRS debt that they didn't tell me about, but we found out about it. That, it's going to be things that are not within my control, but I close the majority of the loans that I touch because I care.
What about like bankruptcies? Like, what's some of the things that'll disqualify you if we wanted to go through your mortgage company?
So there's the thing, there isn't any basically there's not disqualifiers. There's just what I tell people when people are like, oh, I'm not going to get qualified. No, what it is it's just not right now. Let's put a plan together so that you can close. But there's not any situation that will stop you from purchasing a home. It's just something that will stop you from purchasing a home right now. And unfortunately, we are such a microwave society. We feel like if it's not right now, then it's not doable. And that's just not the case. I put a plan together for each buyer that I come in contact with that is one of those not now. And I put that plan together within 90 days. If they do what I'm telling them to do in those 90 days, we're going to circle back around and you're going to get qualified.
Like, that's huge. I mean, you're not necessarily disqualified. Basically, you're going to get approved because she's going to help you put a plan in place, and she's going to help you like get to that close that you want. And so that's incredible. There's not many mortgage lenders that'll do that.
I've been in this game for 20 plus years. This is all I know. If you want to close on your house or find the way to close on your house, there is no better person than myself that's going to be able to help you make that happen.
Wow, I love to hear that. This is the one you want, y'all. She's the one. This is the lady right here. Tomeka Purcell. Remember that name because she is coming for the real estate game. Like, I love it. I just love your passion for it too. You are passionate about it, and that's exactly what we need. Are you able to help people in Los Angeles, like, or in other places?
I am. So I am licensed in North Carolina,
South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, California, Texas, and we're working on Tennessee.
Wow.
I want to be licensed in all states.
Wow. And if you're a part of any of the states that she mentioned before, you know, hit her up. Stay tuned towards the end. We're going to have all of her information so that you can get in contact with her, talk to her about a mortgage if that's what you're interested in, and all sorts of things. So I also want to get into the fact that you wrote a book. You're an author. You wrote books. You're an author, and you do children's books as well. Yeah. And what's your favorite? What do you like to write the most? Because you write, you also you do coaching. So you also have like a coaching side.
Yeah, my self-help books are not fun.
I'm
sure they're educational.
Right. They're
beneficial.
Self-help books are basically, it is educational. It's going to teach you things and tell you what you need to do to be able to progress. They're necessary, but they're not fun, to write. But my children's books are so much fun because it is fictional and fact all in one. And I know that, you're like, wait, how are you doing that? Because I have a little black girl, looks like us. She has Afro puffs on the front cover. Oh. Her name is Morgan. And Morgan is the very first book I wrote. Morgan was turning 9 or 10. I think she was turning 10 for her birthday. Did that so that I could start speaking on finances, because we have to start teaching our kids at a younger age, younger generations, on how to manage money and how saving money is imperative. That's why I said one of those underlying things that I placed in the book is that it is a family. It is a Black family that's in the book, and they are teaching their daughter how to manage money.
I love that. I like how you think of what we need as a community, and you take initiative and you try to create something. Tomeka Purcell, you guys, she is she's taken over. And I also want to talk about your alcohol. You have an alcohol. What in the world? How long did it take you to develop this? And is this a passion?
It took a year.
A year?
Yes, it took a year. I'm a drinker. My husband is not. And I love whiskeys, and I love, the bourbons, ryes. And we ended up going to Colorado on a trip, and we went to a distillery, and this distillery actually they help you build a formula. So we put a formula together. I was, tasting. My husband was getting drunk. I was like, "It's not what you're supposed to be." I wanted it to be strong enough to where it had the taste, but I also wanted it to be mild enough as well, so that when you're smoking a cigar, it's not, too harsh with that. It's called Purcellos 1789. I used our name, and we just added some more to it.
Purcellos. I like that.
That's a good name.
Yeah,
Purcellos. Well, you guys, stay tuned towards the end. We're going to make sure you guys can get in contact with her so you know how to get her alcohol. Now, I want to talk to you about relationships, because on this show, sometimes we don't know. We don't always have it all together. And you're already married. You're, and we're in this business. Now that you're working for Netflix and everything, is it hard to maintain your, just being a wife and also having all of your businesses?
Here's the thing that I've learned about relationships. So this, my husband is my second marriage. My first one was in divorce, and it's going to be your partner. If you're going to be able to maintain and sustain businesses, generating revenue, doing all of the things that life brings you, you have to have the right partner. So he is so supportive in everything that I do. In a minute's time, I'll be like, "Hey, I gotta hop on a flight," or "Hey, I wanted to do this," or "Sorry, I just opened this," because I just opened a a wine cafe. It's called the Sip Room in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I was like, hey, I just opened up this cafe. He was like, okay. So,
Wow.
but it's gonna take, it's hard, but it's not hard, right? The hard part is the separation, being away, and then just the total grind of 24 hours, it's a lot of work in reference to that. But when you have the right partner, it is, as we say, it's simpatico. I mean, he understands, we mesh, we balance, and I mean, we're not perfect, but we work at making us work. And that's the difference in finding the right partner. You can maintain everything that you need to do with yourself and your business as a wife, as a mom, all of this, if you have the right partner that's there to help you pick up in the places that you're kind of lacking. And that's what he does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I really can say I got a good one. It took a minute though.
Wow.
It took a minute.
It doesn't matter as long as you got it, It doesn't matter how long.
It took a minute, but yeah, I have a great husband.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful that you have that, and he's supportive of all of this that you have going on. Because I mean, for some people, when they have as much as you have, as much as you're doing, it can be difficult. So it's just good to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that you can find it. And it's about finding the right partner, like Tomeka said, finding the right person. You guys, definitely. Thank you for that. Can you leave us with your social media? Can you let us know how we can get in contact with you, how we can get in your classes, how we can get your mortgage, how we can get your alcohol? Shout all that out for us, please.
Absolutely. You can follow me on my social media, which is going to be Tomeka Purcell Official.
That's IG. Just follow me there. My mortgage company is PMG _worldwide. You can find me on IG for that as well. For my bourbon, you can purchase bourbon. The website will be up, like I said, probably in the next couple of weeks. Purcellos1789.com. You'll be able to order from there. In reference to consultations and anything that we can offer, you can go to our website, which is going to be pmgworldwideinc.com. My contact information, everything, phone numbers, all of that will be on the website. And in reference to Morgan, you can find the books at Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, or on Amazon.com. Morgan Saves for College, Morgan's First Yard Sale, and Morgan Becomes a CEO.
All of those are on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and Books A Million.
You guys heard her. Go check that out. Everything that she just said is in the description box below. And that is Tomeka Purcell, you guys. She's about to take over. She has so many things going on. Make sure you hit her up about your mortgage. Is there anything that you have coming up that we should know about, that we should stalk you and find out what's going on about?
Definitely, guys. Follow me on Clubhouse.
Go into our room. The room is called Credit to Close Room.
Okay.
We can make sure to get you that information on the Clubhouse that we do every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We do this, and I'm in there, and people ask me all questions. I help people prepare themselves to get mortgages, and this is free. I don't charge anything for this. You just have to come in the room and be present.
That's it. Every Saturday, 3 p.m.
Amazing.
Close. You can find me on the Clubhouse.
Wow, you guys. All right, you heard her. 3 p.m. every Saturday. So there's no excuses. You can make one of those Saturdays. Make it a priority to put your finances and getting a house first. Make that priority.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for being on my show. I really appreciate you. You are amazing, and I just can't wait to see what you do next. If you ever want to come back, you are welcome. We would love for you to come back, and I appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I would love to come back. Really, I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. You guys, subscribe, like this video, comment, and we will see you next time on the next episode.